Hello and welcome to another painting video. In this video, I'll be painting the awesome Deffkilla Wartrike, the warlord of my Speed Freaks army. Such a great orky model. Actually, all the new vehicles are very cool and I'm sure I'll paint all of them at one point. Now, I already made a video on how I paint my Speed Freaks orcs, but I thought it might be fun to go over the recipe once again and show you how I apply it to the bikes itself. Let's begin, shall we? So with this model, I decided to keep the two orcs riding the Wartrike separate, so I'll have an easier time painting everything. I pinned them to a piece of cork so I can hold them easily. After priming black, I then coat them with warm brown. Mind you, this can also be done by hand. I find base coating with an airbrush a lot quicker. Then I add a zenithal of heavy warm white. I keep the model at an angle and spray so only the top parts get hit by paint. This will result in some gradients and brown shadows. I either use this for contrast paints or just a clear visual on where the details are. Let's go over painting the orc skin. I want my orcs to pop and look a bit cartoony, so I first base coat with Elysian Green and then shade with orc flesh, which I thin down with some Lamia medium. I then go over the raised areas with a mix of Elysian Green and Ogren Camo to brighten the skin. I add a recessed shade of Coelia Greenshade to the deepest parts for more contrast. I also add this to the face to make the eyes look a bit deeper and pronounced. Back to highlighting the skin, I first add Ogren Camo and concentrate the highlight. I do the same with Creek Khaki. With concentrating, I mean I keep making each highlight smaller so it looks like the light hitting the skin only reflects the highest point. For the areas that have very thin skin, I paint a mix of Ogren Camo and Kislev flesh. Think of elbows, nose and ears. I also paint the lower lip with this. I then shade with Reikland Flesh Shade and highlight these parts with a mix of Kislev flesh and Ushabti bone. There are not a lot of teeth on this model, but the little grot has a couple of them visible. I base coat with Zandri dust and layer with Ushabti bone. I then shade with Skeleton Horde and highlight again with Ushabti bone. The claws are base coated with Incubi Darkness, layered with Kabalite Green and highlighted with Sybarite Green. The pants I paint brown. I add Wildwood as the base coat. The contrast paint also shades in one step, which is very handy. I then layer on Mournfang brown on the raised areas. I layer on Gorthor brown and highlight with Baneblade brown. These different shades of brown give the pants an interesting texture and makes it look a little faded. The very cool leather vests are painted with Corvus Black. I purposefully don't go with a full black paint here, because I want the leather to look a little faded. Overall, it's useful to not use full black and white paints, as there's nowhere to go from these colors. Corvus Black will give you a chance to shade if so desired. I then layer on respectively Deep Grey, Uniform Grey, and the final highlight of Ash Grey to make the leather pop. Some small close details I want red. I base coat with Mephiston Red, layer with Evil Sun Scarlet, and highlight with Wild Rider Red. Yellow details are base coated with Averland Sunset, layered with Moonbeam Yellow, and highlighted with Inner Light. Now on to the armor. In this step you'll see I use a lot of repeated colors, but in a different way. For the orcs, armor and things I want metal first get a coat of Rhinox hide to darken them. Then I take my bike and paint the panels I want red with Mephiston Red. I leave the edges brown to give it some natural wear and tear. Because I want to plot out the colors, I then base coat every panel I want yellow with Averland Sunset. And black armor panels with Corvus Black. I'm just sticking to base coats as I want to see where I want everything to go. This way I can easily alter or add where desired. On to layering and highlighting. The red panels get a layer of Evil Sunz Scarlet, then Wild Rider Red, and finally Fire Dragon Bright. Note that I add everything in a stippling fashion. I personally like the look of it as it creates a nice texture on flat surfaces. You can also opt for some blends, but that will be a bit more time consuming. Yellow panels get a layer of Moonbeam Yellow and then Inner Light. The black panels get a layer of Deep Gray, Uniform Gray, and finally Ash Gray. I've used all these colors before on the clothes, but because there's a darker base coat and I apply it differently, you won't have to worry, the entire model will look very samey. And it's good to use a somewhat limited palette sometimes. Now a step that, with this vehicle, took some time. I painted gunmetal on all things I want metal. I like the opaqueness of this paint, but you can use any of your preferred metal paints for this, of course. For brass, I use Balthasar Gold. Note that I'm pretty rough with applying here. Same as the silver metal, I don't mind if some of the brown base coat is showing through, as this will help with making it look worn and faded. I shade the two previous steps with Nuln Oil and highlight with Mithril Silver to make the metal details pop. Let's go over a collection of small details next. I first start with the wheels, which I paint with Black Templar contrast paint. Nice and simple. Any wrappings on the bike or orcs, don't forget I'm also painting them at the same time, get a base coat of Agrax Flesh and then a shade of Agrax Earthshade. When the shade is dry, I layer with a mix of Agrax Flesh and Flayed One Flesh and then follow it up with a highlight of Flayed One Flesh. The Wartrike has a cool engine exhaust which I paint with Vermillion on the inside. I also add some to the inside of the flaps to make it look like the engine is glowing. I add Molten Lava, Lava Orange and Glowing Inferno to the glow. I make my steps smaller and smaller and focus on the inside to make it read as a very bright glow is emanating from the exhaust. Finally, I highlight the exhaust itself with Inner Light to make that the brightest part. The goggles on the driver are painted with Frostheart and then layered with Blue Horror. The lights at the front get a coat of Glowing Inferno. Then a layer of Imperial Fist and a highlight of Ice Yellow. And that's the entire model done. The Orks can now be glued to the Wartrike and we'll have a look at the base. In the previous video, I explained in detail how I built my Speed Freaks bases, making it look like a Mad Maxian highway. For the Wartrike, I added even more layers to raise the base, which I thought was appropriate for the Warlord of the army. I of course prime it black first and then layer on Xandri dust where the desert part of the base will go. I use an airbrush, but you can also do this by hand. I then shade it with Seraphim Sepia and leave that to dry. The road itself gets a coat of Astro Granite. If you already have a texture, you could also go with Mechanicus Standard Grey, as I think that is the same color. But I want some more grit on the road. While the Astro Granite is curing, I go back to the desert spot and dry brush that with Ushabti Bone and then Screaming Skull. It looks a little ugly now, but I'll fix that later. I printed 2 road signs to go on the base and I apply Rhinox Hide to darken them. In between, I add some Nuln Oil to the road and leave that to dry as I continue with the signs. I roughly apply gunmetal to the road signs, leaving some of the brown undercoat showing. I want these to look really beat up. I want to make them yellow sign, so I use Averland Sunset and then Moonbeam Yellow in a rough stippling way. This way the metal is also showing through, which makes it look really battered. I want to make some striping on the fallen sign. I first add Brigade Grey and then make rough stripes with Mephiston Red. No need to be super accurate here. With Corvus Black I write some stuff on the signs. I thought a fallen road closed sign would be hilarious. Picture an entire armada of orc warbikers just driving off a huge cliff because they failed to read the sign. It's hilarious to me. The road itself gets a dry brush of Mechanica Standard Grey and Dawnstone respectively. Next, you'll notice I add some tape to the road to make the markings. For the markings I use Brainmatter Beige, which is a off-white color. I paint this on, and again, no need to be accurate as the markings need to look a little faded. And it's always fun to remove the tape, it's so satisfying. I add some tufts to the desert part. These are called Frozen Tundra Tufts and are from the Army Painter. Then I use yellow ochre pigment to add to the desert base and the bottom of the model. This will enhance the desert part and will make sure the model fits in more with the scenery. This Wartrike has not been driving on the road, and I think it's probably very rare for these orcs to stay in their lane. I use a pipette with pigment fixer to keep everything in place. Finally, I paint the rim of the base with Corvus Black, and we're done. And here we have the Deffkilla Wartrike. I really like these road bases, so thematic and somehow fits with the cartoony way I paint the orcs. I've been slowly chipping away at a 1000-point list which features a lot of warbikers. It's cool repainting a lot of my old models and adding a few new ones like this. In my next video, I'm painting a blind giant called Lubard, and I'll be trying my hand at painting skin with oil paints. Will I succeed? Let's find out. In the meantime, be sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I show photos of current projects and behind the scenes stuff. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.